Alright, should be going here. Welcome to Season 3, Race 20 of my F1 2020 My Team Career Mode. We are here in Mexico City for the Mexican Grand Prix. Qualifying just got done. Complete my probably one of the closer qualifying sessions between myself and my teammate Daniel Ricciardo. I feel like either I'm on the pole, or if I'm second to Ricciardo or just below Ricciardo, he's like a second ahead of me. Yeah, with the long straight, I mean, as long as I was in the top 3 or 4, I'd be okay because we had that long run down to the first turn. Interesting to see some other qualifying results here. Albon doing a great job in that Red Bull P6. McLaren, pretty much the third best team on the grid, so no surprise to see them up there. Though what I find a little interesting, and I don't know, again, if this is just because of the track or whatnot, or maybe they're not suited to the track, but of course there was an update recently where Racing Point got leveled up a little bit to be based more off real life, and Ferrari got downgraded a little bit. But despite that, Ferrari is still doing pretty well, and I don't know if this was something that changed, if it only changes if I started a new career mode after the update, but maybe not. I'm not sure. But anyway, that's the qualifying order. Actually, George Russell, very good qualifying run for Russell. Not so much for Roman Grosjean. There you go. Should be a fun run down to turn 1, as it always is in Mexico.
Amazing performance out there. I'm sure you're pretty happy with that. It's always good to qualify at the front, isn't it? You lost to your teammate today. Was it just not your day? Appreciate your time. Getting ready to go here momentarily.
I think we can call that a successful qualifying. We should be in with a good chance in the race.
Alright, weather looks good for the race. Cloudy, but no rain. And actually, we'll go to R&D, and we'll get more stuff here for the adaptations for the aero department. that, we will go right to the Mexican Grand Prix. Which is usually a pretty long one.
Here we go then, it's time to race in Mexico City, a place which gave Honda their first ever victory back in 1965. American Richie Ginther won from third on the grid. And what are the Honda-powered cars this year? Well, Red Bull have been going strong here in recent seasons, so can they keep that record going today? At 2,285 metres above sea level, the thin air of the Autodromo Hermanos Rodriguez poses a unique challenge, not just to a driver's skill, but to the efficiency of their engines as well. 17 corners make up a lap of this 2.6-mile circuit, and you can expect incredible speeds in excess of 220 miles per hour, and overtaking too into the hard braking zones of turns 1 and turn 4. Anthony Davidson is here once again for today's Grand Prix. Let's begin by discussing Daniel Ricciardo. Everything's on the line here today. The title hangs in the balance. So how do you think they'll be coping with all that pressure?
I think as long as they keep their mind on the task and not its historical significance, they'll be just fine. This is a race just like any other. You do the best you can and accept that sometimes things are going to happen outside of your control. If they can approach today with that attitude, the pressure shouldn't be a problem.
It's time to see how our drivers are stacking up after yesterday's exciting qualifying session. Daniel Ricciardo starts from pole position today, and the owner driver alongside. Moving on to the rest of the grid, we have Hamilton, Bottas, Carlos Sainz, and Albon, Norris, Leclerc, Ocon, and Max Verstappen, Perez, Matsushita, Pierre Gasly, and Stroll, Kvyat, Russell, Kevin Magnussen, and Nicholas Latifi. Grosjean, De Vries, Calderon, and Antonio Giovinazzi starts from the back of the grid. Which of these talented drivers will come out on top today?
Only 3 races left. You still have a chance at the title, but we're going to need some special performances. See what you can do.
Yeah, Ricciardo is going to be hard to beat. That is a fact, and he is in the driver's seat, figuratively speaking.
We're not seeing any technical issues coming off the practice start. Watch the RPM on the full start. We don't want to bog down. The drivers we're racing are Ricciardo and Hamilton. Keep an eye on the lights. The start sequence will begin as soon as the grid has formed. Be ready with the clutch.
Just pause for 1 second. Alright. Getting ready to go here. I have Bottas behind me. Ricardo is Hamilton behind him. 5 red lights. Work your way in the Mexican Grand Prix. The drag race down to turn 1. Oh, look at that. Me and Ricardo got a great getaway. The outside. Turn to the inside for turn 2. Ooh, we got a great run there. And we edge out ahead of Daniel Ricciardo as the pack wobbles behind us. Actually, we'll take the chance to see who ended up where in that fray. Looks like, is Norris going to get third there? Or is it Bottas? I think Sainz might end up third. So there's Sainz. He's battling with Bottas. Hamilton's trying to defend from Albon. Ocon's fighting off Norris, and you got Leclerc. Verstappen battling Perez. You got Matsushita back there. Stroll, Kvyat, Gasly, Russell. Of course, he had a pretty good qualifying. Then Magnussen, Latifi, Giovinazzi gained a couple spots from starting last. Calderon, Grosjean, and Nick de Vries. Of course, Ricciardo cannot clinch the championship at this race. Because even if he wins, I don't score any points.
Well done, mate. Nice start.
If he scores maximum points, he would get 26. My math is 35, I believe. My math is correct. And he would need more than 50 to clinch the title here in Mexico City. So, and Carlos Sainz does get into third by both Mercedes. So the title fight will definitely go to Brazil for sure. Fast lapping here comes Ricardo with a head of steam. Even without DRS, he's catching me. Ooh. I thought he was going to go to my left, but he backed out of it. Surprised he didn't try something there. Actually, I'll do a quick mid-session save here right at the start. S section in the second sector is always a bit tricky to nail. We got Ricardo coming on the outside. Gonna push him wide a little bit, hopefully. Squeeze him out. Exactly what you want to do at that corner. If you're in that position. Power down. Off the final corner. Oh, here comes Ricardo. He's going to have DRS for sure. No DRS yet. Probably on this next straightaway here, the shorter one. Still for sure have to have DRS, I would think. Ricardo's gonna be right at my tail here. This would be a tough defense down
We've got a lot of
straight.
spare energy. Use your overtake button.
Did not do that intentionally. Car's going to take the lead. We're going to get back to the slipstream. Alright, I'll break him into turn 1. Oh man, he just stepped on the brakes. He brake checked me. Gonna run him. Oh, nail contact. Didn't mean it that hard. All the way to the grass. Right at the exit of turn 1 is where we really get the edge on Ricardo. So make sure I didn't damage Ricardo's front wing. That exchange, like right there, like right at the second phase of the turn, we get a big run. No, we stayed off him. Forced him to take it a little slow around the end of that complex. We hold on to the lead. While simultaneously putting Ricardo under pressure from Sainz in the McLaren. Contact with Ricardo. Didn't get the best exchange there. Defend from him there, but it's still close. Off from Ricardo once again. I feel like that's going to be the case all race long, just myself and Ricardo just going at it. It'll be interesting to see what the pit stop strategy is, though. Typically it's a 2-stop, but this see how the tire wear turns out. Maybe we can do it in one.
A new strategy is available on the MFD.
And just as I say that, we got a new strategy alert.
Copy.
It's only a minor change, only going from soft, or changing, I can't talk, changing the lap. It's really all that was done there. Lap 10 to lap 11. I feel like we might be able to try the one stop. Stretch it out far enough. We can do a strategy where we can go from soft to medium and then go the rest of the way. Meanwhile, Ricardo is right there. Try and make a move. He is going to make a move. Squeeze him out. You know, leave him a little vulnerable for Carlos Sainz. He is, for a moment, anyway. Ricardo looks to maintain P2. Shoving off Ricardo a little bit. Same with the tire strategy. Pit window goes as far as lap 14.
We're approaching the pit window. You'll be on the softs.
I think my goal, what I'm going to try to do, is I'm going to try and stretch these tires to lap 16. Lap 15 or lap 16, probably somewhere in that range. Then make the switch to the medium tires. Tire wear right now, not too bad, in the 30s. Another outside move again. Ooh, big walk up. And we cut him off there again. Maintain second, but oh boy, it was close. Expecting the biggest gap I've had on Ricardo the whole race.
fuel target is +1. Faster engine modes are available. Battery charge is high. Let's use that overtake button more. In this lap, push now.
First taker is one of the Red Bulls. It is Alexander Albon, and he's going for another set of softs. Which makes sense, considering how early he decided to come in.
No tyre concerns at the moment, just focus on the driving.
Oh, he got me. Do a better job in defense. Ooh, it's shaky there. Any of the leaders come in? Science does. Science dives into the pits. Oh, and here comes Ricardo once again. It's gonna be a drag race. Full power down the straight. Ooh, a little bit of contact there. Second phase of the corner where I'm getting the power. Now let's see, we've got a bunch of cars coming in this lap. Let's see what they decide to go for. This is Ocon going for a set of softs. We've got Hamilton going for a set of softs. We've got Science on softs. So everyone is stopping for another set of softs, which is interesting. Now I'm kind of curious to see what Ricardo does. Does he try for a 2-stop as well, or does he go for the 1-stop? So at least the one thing I know for sure about the soft tire guys is that they definitely have to stop together. There's no bones about it. They have to make another 10-stop. For sure. Ricardo tries to blow by me again. Pull him off a little bit. I presume Bottas is diving in this time. Will Ricardo do the same? He does not. He stays out for another lap. So at the moment, it seems like myself, Ricardo, and the 2 racing points are the only ones who appear to be trying to stretch it on the tires. Yeah, not surprised to see that out of Racing Point. That team, especially Sergio Perez, is very good at saving tires during a run. Ricardo dive in this time? No, he also stays on track for another lap. I'll be fighting for the lead here in a second. Got DRS. Another drag race. A little bit of contact there. Running wide. Ricardo's going to make a move here. Test him out of that corner. It's going to be interesting to see what happens when myself and Ricardo do pit, because we are for sure going to end up in traffic. The projection actually has us coming out P7. So actually not that much traffic, but it's traffic nonetheless. Ricardo again stays on track along with speed. Real game of cat and mouse. So I have no idea when he's coming in. He has no idea when I'm coming in. The Racing Points are both still out on track. So 7th right now would be behind the Renault. On Ocon, who I believe is that Renault sandwiched between the two Mercedes. Ricardo to the outside again. Oh, Ricardo, why'd you do that? Ricardo pit this time, or did he stay out another lap? I hope he does pit. Yes, he pits. So there will be no pit road controversies this time around.
Daniel's in for his stop.
No issues with a double stack this time around, unlike the US Grand Prix. Where Ricardo comes out in terms of traffic. He's going to be behind a lot of cars.
We're leading our teammate by 2.8 seconds.
Looks like he's coming out just ahead a pair of either both Ferraris or a Ferrari and an Alfa Romeo.
Pitting this lap then. Come into the pits at the end of this lap.
And just checking the race director, Ricardo has gone for the mediums, as has Perez, just as I suspected.
Right, come in at the end of this lap. Affirmative, medium tyres at the next stop.
this is going to be all about how much that traffic is going to hurt Ricardo, if at all.
Go, go, go. Okay, you only have to stop once now. One stop
And
left.
there goes Ricardo, right behind one of the Red Bulls. He's actually passing, or getting ready to pass one of the Red Bulls. So Ricardo actually beat us out of the pits. So we got some work to do here.
Use your overtake button more. It's time to utilize some of this energy.
Being stuck behind Albon is not helping us right now. Hate to say, I think Ricardo's won this race once there's a safety car restart. Freaking Alex Albon, get out of the way. Jeez Louise. Oh my god, Albon, you brake checked me in the middle of the chicane. Getting you this time, you can't stop me.
Gap to car in front is 1.5 seconds.
Might have just gotten DRS. He did, so I'll
The car
tell
behind
him
has
that.
started to drop back. There's a gap beginning to form.
Oh! Oh no! Oh my
Okay,
gosh.
clear.
Oh my gosh. Daniel Ricciardo is out of the Grand Prix! Oh my gosh. Wow, I legitimately did not expect that. I'm saving that right now. I'm honestly in shock. I did not anticipate Ricciardo having an engine failure in this race. But there you have it. Ricciardo is out of the race. He's donezo. so is, more than likely, his championship lead. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Did not expect that at all.
Looks like Daniel's got a problem. He's out the race.
Oh. Well, I was getting exacerbated.
Caution, caution. Be aware, there's an incident in the next part of the track. No overtaking through the yellow flags.
Pause it real quick. Okay. Deep breath. So to be organized here, and just take a quick summation of where we are. We are now, there are now 3 cars left in the race who are trying a one-stop strategy. Myself, Sergio Perez, and Lance Stroll. Perez and Stroll are a long ways behind me at this point. So I think the key for me in this race is going to be...
You're pulling out a second lap on the car behind.
We're going to beat Carlos Sainz and Lewis Hamilton when they both come out of the pits. They have, everyone in front has to pit again because they all went soft. So they soft, so they have to pit mediums. More than likely. So it's going to come down to where are Sainz and Hamilton compared to me when they come out of the pits. That's going to be the big question, I feel.
Okay, we've got plenty of energy. Use the overtake button and have a go.
And then it's just come down to, with their pressure mediums, are they going to have enough speed to catch up with me? Oh, Sainz and Hamilton are in the stadium section with me right now, so it's not like we're that far behind them. I honestly can't say for sure how far ahead the leader is at this point. Check in a second.
Bottas ahead, P5, you're in P5. Less than a second separate you. They're on old softs. Norris behind. The gap is less than a second. They're on old softs. Okay, gap to leader, 6.2 seconds. Pit window opens in 5 laps time. 5 laps, 15 laps still remaining.
We should be about 14, 15 seconds ahead of Sainz and Hamilton when they hit. Could be even a little bit bigger if we continue to close on them and continue to stay out. Hamilton's 3 seconds ahead, so Sainz is probably like 4 or 5 at this point right now. Again, it's not like they're going to be, we're all going to be on the same tire by the end. It's just going to be a matter of them being on a pressure set compared to me, and just as I say that, they all dive into the pits say for Bottas and Norris, who of course stay out because their teammates are in the pits. So actually, it looks like Sainz might have gotten held in the pits there. It's unfortunate timing for him. We have 13 laps to go. 14 laps, however you want to count it. Alright, so the other leaders come into the pits. See where I am when Hamilton crosses the line. So Hamilton's going to cross the line right now. And I'm in the middle, and I was in the middle of that first couple corner complex. Looks like Perez is sliding forward. So Perez definitely out of the two race points, the one that's better, one that's better off of the two in terms of track position. Meanwhile, we're just cruising. We are now 17, almost 18 seconds ahead. Hamilton, though, again, I fully anticipate that gap will go down.
+1 lap of extra fuel. Fuel target +1.
Slowly but surely, they are on fresh tires. Yeah, the same compound, but fresher versions of the compound. Or fresher set, I should say.
We're approaching the pit window. You'll be on the softs.
So I think we're on 12 laps to go right now. And the question is, can Hamilton and Sainz gain 17 seconds on me in 12 laps? So that means they have to be a second a lap faster every single lap for the last 12 laps to catch me for the race lead. And at this point,
Let's use overtake and burn some of this energy. box. We're coming in this lap.
That's a negative there. Jeff, we will not be boxing for another set of tires. We'll be staying out on track for the rest of the race. So at this rate, I realize I'm probably not going to be getting the fastest lap. I actually don't know who the fastest lap is right now. It might be Ricardo, but he's out of the race. We don't get that point. Just trying to do the math in my head. So Ricardo came in with a 9-point lead on me. He's going to score no points, while I'm going to score 25 more points. So that means I will have a 16-point lead on Ricardo going into Brazil with a shot to potentially clinch the championship. I'm just going through the math in my head here. So it's a 16-point gap leaving going into Brazil. Then, in that case, if I win, if I were to win Brazil, then Ricardo would likely need to finish, for me to clinch, Ricardo would need to finish, let me think about this. I would need 9 points to clinch, so... So if none of us, if I get the fastest lap in Brazil, I would have 26. Which means that if I get the fastest lap, I think that's out of the board. I think I can figure it out. So I think if I win the race in Brazil and get the fastest lap of the race, then in order for Ricardo to stay alive in the championship, you basically need to finish second. You need to finish second. If Ricardo gets the fastest lap, I win, and Ricardo finishes third, Ricardo finishes third. Yeah, riveting video right here. As we laptop Kevin Calderon and the other Williams. Yeah, so if I win the race and I get the fastest lap, I get 26 points. I'm double second guessing myself here on the map. And Ricardo finishes third and gets the fastest lap. He would have 16 points, which would tie what I have, and I get 25. See, here's the thing. I think if Ricardo gets the fastest, like in a scenario where I win, Ricardo finishes third, he gets the fastest lap, he would be 25 points, but Ricardo would still have a shot at the championship because he can go to Abu Dhabi and he could win the race and get the fastest lap and get 26 points, and I could finish outside of the points. It would basically, his only shot would basically be for me to not get any points in the race. That would be Ricardo's only shot to win in that scenario. Now, in all likelihood, I think Ricardo probably, it would shock me if this didn't happen. I just have the feeling that Ricardo is probably going to win Brazil, and he'll probably get the fastest lap. So, let's say, for the sake of argument, Ricardo wins. Ricardo's very good. He's the highest rated driver on the grid. He wins. Brazil gets the fastest lap. He gets 26 points. If I finish, trying to tire myself out with my own map. I've kept myself in 8th for these last 5 or 6 laps of the Grand Prix. So Ricardo
Be
wins.
aware we expect the grip levels to start falling away soon.
Tire wear, don't need to worry about it. It's all good. As far as points, so Ricardo wins, he gets 26 points. 16 points down, and you add that. So in a scenario basically reversed here, where he wins, gets 25 for the win, fastest lap to 26. And I score no points, he would be up by 10. If I finish 10th, he would be up by 9. If I finish 9th, he would be up by 8. If I finish 8th, he would be up by 6. Deficit to Ricardo. If I finish 7th, it'll be a 4-point deficit to Ricardo. If I finish 6th, it'll be a 2-point deficit to Ricardo. If I finish 5th, it'll be a deadbeat tie. If I finish 4th, and again, this is all for Ricardo wins, if I finish 4th,
We have 5 laps of fuel remaining.
If I finish 4th, I will have a 2-point lead over Ricardo going into Abu Dhabi. If I finish 3rd, I'll have a 5-point lead. 2nd, point lead, I'm guessing? I think that's right. Either way, if I finish ahead of Ricardo, I just make it hard. The bottom line is this. If I finish ahead of Ricardo, I immediately make it harder for Ricardo to win the championship going into Abu Dhabi. The further I finish ahead of Ricardo in Brazil, and if it goes to Abu Dhabi, then that means the further ahead I finish with Ricardo in Brazil will determine where Ricardo needs to do, or what he needs to do in Abu Dhabi. Whereas if Ricardo finishes ahead of me, it just makes things super tight going into the final race. So to sum it all up, my hope going into Brazil is that I don't think I will clinch it. I doubt Ricardo will have 2 issues, race-ending issues in a row. But my hope is that I can at least either, or my best case scenario is I can build on the lead that I have right now. That I will have coming out of this race. Then, when I leave this race, I will have a...
We've got a lot of spare energy. Use your overtake button.
the thing. It's a fine margin because, especially when you're talking the top cars, because again, 9 points is to 25, which would be in a lockable position for me. And actually, it would probably be 26, because again, we're the fastest lap in there. Because since Ricardo and myself are both top-rated cars, the best team on the grid, and because the point spread between first, second, third is kind of large compared to everything else. Everything fourth on down is intervals of 2 until you get to 10th place points. But when you get to the third, second, and first, it's 15, 18, 25. So literally, any combination of us inside that top 3 could be the difference between, more than even in the top 5. And tough break for Carlos Sainz. He drops out of the race with just 2 laps to go. Man, it's got to be a heartbreaker for him. He was having a great run. Would have been on the podium. Going to be on the podium. Not anymore. As I was saying, myself and Ricardo finishing anywhere from 1st to 5th. Because that point spread between even 1st through 5th, not just 1st through 3rd. The top 5 point spread is so large that, one of us winning and one of us finishing 4th or 3rd could be the difference between...
Caution, yellow flags ahead. No overtaking through the caution zone. Be careful until you see the greens.
Between a
This is your final lap of the
the
race.
final race from close fight, or me even locking
Green
up the
flag.
championship, or even Ricardo taking the lead. It's really all very close, without question. Coming up on the Alfa Romeo of Antonio Giovinazzi. He's gained a blue flag, so I'm seeing the left 5 momentarily. There we go. Thank you, Antonio. Good lad.
The car behind is dropping back by about 3/10 a lap.
Naturally, during that whole mathematics session, I actually extended the gap to Hamilton to 20 seconds. So the one-stop strategy worked like a charm for us. And we're gonna come off the final couple corners to win the Mexican Grand Prix and take control of the Drivers' Championship.
Fantastic drive, just fantastic. You deserved that race win.
After Pierre Gasly got a podium for Renault in America,
Not just victory
Esteban
today,
Ocon
then,
gets
but the
podium for Renault
championship as well.
Mexico.
What a spectacular season they've had.
So 2
Congratulations
podiums in
to
a
the
row
whole team.
for Renault.
Talk to me, Ants. What was it that set them apart from the competition today?
Well, I honestly feel it was down to the driver and car today. I mean, we can talk driver skill all
Which is
day,
nice,
but if you don't
considering,
have a
they
solid
had
team
a
to
couple
back
wins
that,
last year
you're never going to
with
get
Ricardo.
anywhere. When you hit that
So,
sweet spot of having both an
could see them
excellent
bounce
driver
back a
and
little
an
bit
incredible car,
in
that's
terms
when
of
you see
performance.
results like those we witnessed today.
A show-stopping performance from the 3 drivers approaching the podium right now. It's been an interesting Grand Prix, that's for sure.
Well, I thought we had a shot at it, but I didn't expect us to win it in the way that we won it.
And after this round of the World Championship, here's how things look in the drivers' table. And after today's result, there's a new name at the top of the championship. Let's focus on the driver of the day. Anthony Davidson, who do you pick?
Let's give it to Esteban Ocon. That was a commanding performance today. Very impressive indeed.
And with that, we wrap up another weekend of motorsport. But with more races lined up, be sure to join us when we come back with more Formula One.
And that was the Mexican Grand Prix. You know, I was wondering if that that god-awful race that I had at Silverstone for the British Grand Prix was going to end up costing me the championship down the road. Of course, Ricciardo went on to win that race. Well, fortunes have turned. Ricciardo has suffered a late season engine failure, and now that has put the championship very much in play for us. Whereas beforehand, coming in, it was myself trying to work my way up to Ricciardo, and now Ricciardo has to work his way back up to me. So the results: Hamilton second, Ocon in third, Bottas gets the fastest lap at fourth, Lando Norris, the low McLaren, left in the race, finishes fifth. Verstappen comes from 10th to finish 6th. Perez, the one-stop work for him, he goes from 11th to 7th. Gasly goes from 13th to finish 8th. Leclerc gets 9th, and Albon salvages 10th. Standings, any change in the constructors? Not really. Driver standings, there you go, 16 points ahead of Ricciardo in the championship standings. Actually, a little bit of an interesting fight has developed, really from 5th through, let's see, 8th, with two McLarens, Esteban Ocon, and Max Verstappen. Any one of those guys could end up finishing 5th. Still on the play for. There you go. Exciting events here in the Mexican Grand Prix.
Amazing performance out there. I'm sure you're pretty happy with that. How are you feeling after that win? You're first in the championship. You must be confident about winning it this season. Well, looks like your luck has changed. Things went a lot better than last weekend, didn't they? Appreciate your time.
$14.6 million. Of course, we're going to be saving up for Ricardo's contract renewal at the end of the season. Making sure we have enough money for that.
Our margins are looking good right now. I think we've got room for some more investment.
Give me 1 second. We got a renew sponsor. We have to renew DSB Optics, and we'll go put that back on the car. Seven DSP Optics, Ineto, Pacifico, and Atlantic. Everything looks good. Alright, we'll feed the R&D tree, see if we can get more adaptations. There we go. Activities, we got a lot of activity time. Do sponsor advertisement. Do aero department focus. Chassis equipment upgrade. To fill everything out, and we will advance time. Alright, that was it for the Mexican Grand Prix. We'll see you next time for the Brazilian Grand Prix.